So I'd like to call the Dover Select Board meeting to order on Tuesday, March 18th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. And I think before we hit public comments, we have a change on the agenda. We are not going to be discussing the contract with the Dufresne group for the water feasibility study tonight, correct?
Correct.
All right, now public comments. Jim?
The period for the comments on the draft proposals for the economic development, the three programs,
Yes,
the 30-day window is about up. And I do have some suggestions that I present to the board. And
excellent.
perhaps when they have time, they can review these, look at them. This sort of random thoughts. I think most of these might make the program stronger, less abusive, and really cut down some hard and fast guidelines,
Sure.
if we don't mind.
Yeah, do you have a copy for our economic development director?
Yep.
Thank you. One for, oh, Jeanette didn't get one. Okay, well, thank you, Jim. Let us take a look at this and we will discuss it at another meeting.
Yep, that's right.
It's a lot to
I mean,
take.
you can disregard it too.
We will all read it and have a discussion.
And I do hope there's more people comment besides me.
I've already commented.
Okay, anything else? All right. Moving on to our favorite, the highway, and revisiting again and approve hopefully the new rates, fees for the transfer station. And thank you for putting this in a nice table.
That might go, he helped me a lot, this looks great.
Yes, Dan.
I attended the Wyndham Solid Waste Management meeting. And they mentioned that a lot of the people that they have come there who get a sticker don't really bring trash, they bring all the recycled stuff and they pay nothing. And they suggested that maybe we consider charging people for the recycled stuff, because all it's doing is costing us a lot of money to get rid of it. And the other thing we talked about was mattresses. We have a unique situation here in that people who run some Airbnbs and bed and breakfasts may have 10 or 15 mattresses. And we should limit the amount of mattresses we allow somebody to bring there or over a period of time or something. Because we have a different dynamic today, whereas in the past when you bought a mattress, they came and took your old mattress. Now you get a mattress in a box. It opens up. What do you do with it now? So one of the things we're concerned with, Travis and I spoke about this, is that if we don't have some kind of regulation possibly or understanding, then people just throw them on the side of the road and we have to pick them up anyway. So they're working at Wyndham Solid Waste Management with a different way, a different person that we can bring mattresses to. So it doesn't cost us $50 a mattress as we're paying at Casella.
I don't know how we would track that. How many mattresses somebody, say we said it's 5 mattresses in a year.
Right.
How, that's another thing that our attendant has to track. It becomes a little complicated. Yes, sir.
Just ballpark, how many mattresses a year overall are we disposing of right now?
I do not know.
No idea.
We won't know until we've gone a full year on the card machine.
There's 5
That tracks all the transactions, so
Mhm.
we could revisit it at a later date if we thought it was an issue.
And, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm just wondering if it's kind of a much ado about nothing kind of situation. If we don't know how many mattresses are.
Right.
Right, so we
Yeah.
don't know for sure
I
that
don't
this is
know.
a,
Exactly, and I don't know how many of them come in at once either, I'm not sure.
But your new
Yeah.
tracking will come.
it'll tell
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, cause it's a separate transaction. So it's noted in the system.
Yeah.
Wyndham
Joe,
Solid
Dan's
Waste,
talking.
Wyndham Solid Waste Management collects over 1,000 mattresses a year. And obviously, we have more beds here than any other place in the whole Wyndham County.
Except Brattleboro.
We have a unique lodging situation, I think, but there are a lot more people who probably get mattresses, swap them out. You buy a house and they leave the furniture, you're probably gonna wanna get a new mattress, so. It's always something we can put in at a later date, it doesn't have to be today. I really would like to move this and. I think it's a fair thing to think about, but I think that at this point, we need to have discussions about these fees, the way they're set up, and also the timeline for the new passes. And I know Andy's got some ideas about that. I recognize that.
Would you like me to give you
I would
my
love,
ideas?
I would love to have
All
those
right.
ideas.
So Travis and I talked, and we came up with a proposal for you guys. Is this good? Can you see this here? You want me to move it out? You good? All right. So here's where we are now. The passes I'm currently selling and Ken's currently selling go from calendar year 2025 to the start of calendar year 2026. We've sold a bunch of these so far. So this bracket is mine and Travis's idea for the transition. Okay. These current stickers are blue, right? They have an expiration date written on them, 12/31/25. Here. Okay. So we print up some more stickers, same color, blue, with the expiration date of fiscal year June 30th, 2025, right? An additional 6 months, and we start selling those now. Okay, those folks are gonna get an extra few months, right? Because it's not the beginning of the fiscal year yet. Right? The folks with the blue stickers, we just put up signs, easy to make a sign, easy for people to remember, easy for Ken to explain, easy for me to explain. If your sticker's blue, pay no attention to the date, it's good until 7/1/26. We don't have tickets expiring during vacation week at the end of the calendar year. And we start selling the new fiscal year stickers next July, not this coming fall. What this does is it makes it simple for people to understand, and if you want to transition to Ken selling more stickers, starting that process during vacation week this year is not a good idea. This is simple, people get a few extra months either way. But you're making most of your money on your dumping fees anyway. This, for Travis and I, makes the most sense. It's the easiest and simplest, best for the people, best for Ken. And probably best for me too.
And then next year there'll be a different color. With the
Yes.
next issue and.
Starting with this, once we start selling for fiscal year July 26 to July 27, we'll have a different color.
Now their white sticker is the one that works.
They're blue.
I mean, the one after 7/1.
Yeah, after 7/1, so Ken just knows, hey, you got a blue sticker, you're good.
Yeah.
If not, buy one, right? And then starting 7/1, your sticker's gotta be blue.
Comments?
Yeah, Sweet. Lots of comments, but whatever.
Sweet.
It's just that we're fall behind, it's just more, less revenue. Less. Whatever. for
Yeah,
6
giving
months.
up a little revenue, you are, and what you're gaining is just the ease of the transition. And I appreciate your perspective, Joe.
My perspective is to try to get the dump from not being so under.
I hear you.
That's not solving it, but
Those fees are gonna go a long way toward it. Just institute those today, whatever you want.
that is the goal.
Sweet, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the visual aid.
Yeah,
Got it.
very nice straight lines.
Other comments? Joe?
So do we want to do it as two motions, one for the sticker plan and one for the tipping fees?
Can you put one together that makes sense in a motion that explains everything that Andy just explained to us?
I think I can try.
Okay,
So, I make a motion that effective today, blue dump stickers will be valid until June 30th, 2026. Whether they have previously been purchased or to be sold. To be sold will be at the new rate.
Correct.
Already sold will not be expected to make up the difference. Starting July 1st, 2026, we will go to a fiscal year, July 1st to June 30th.
Second,
okay. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I make a motion that we accept the transfer station charges as laid out in the document from Travis and Marco. Do you want me to go through the individual numbers or just, we have the document?
We have the document. I think we've talked about the changes in other meetings.
Yeah,
Nothing changed from the last time.
so that this is effective, this particular motion is relevant to the, well, actually, no, never mind, retract that, because the regular pass change price is important. This for going forward. So, sorry, Jeanette, let me start over.
Yeah,
I make a motion that we accept the recommended fee changes as outlined in the document prepared by Travis and Marco.
second,
Marco.
Sorry, as of.
Yeah, when does that?
As of April 1st, 2025,
for a second.
right? Easy peasy, right?
Yep. April.
Any comments?
Actually, the dates.
Andy?
So I got one more thing. The senior cards, right? They've been like this forever. If you're a senior, I give you a sticker, sell you a sticker, and then give you one of these, write your name on it, the number from the permit, from the sticker I gave you, I sign it, and I put an expiration date on it. When I order the new stickers, I think we should print up new senior cards and have them color coded to the stickers for every year. We can get the numbers pretty close. And if Ken's giving them out, maybe all he has to do is write somebody's name on. And when a senior throws out a bag of garbage, he should punch these holes. That way, he will know when to start charging people. Currently, your ordinance says, or your policy or whatever you got, says 2 bags at the reduced rate per week. That's very difficult for Ken to keep track of. I would suggest that, you give people, it's 2 30-gallon bags per week. An old, a senior citizen or, an older couple, maybe 1 30-gallon bag per week is sufficient. I don't know, I don't produce a 30-gallon bag per week. But if they had 52 punches to be used until they're gone, Ken would have a much easier time figuring out when they need to start, when he needs to start charging people the increased rate. He tries to keep track of who's thrown 2 bags if they threw them the 2 bags within the past 7 days, or was that 2 weeks ago, or was it 3 days ago? That's difficult.
Yes, Sarah.
So in essence, what you're saying is you get one bag, on average, a bag a week, but you could throw away 52 bags in 1 week and then none for the rest of the year. Right? We're saying you're gonna get, you'll be able to get 52 bags. How you throw them away, like the timing on them is
Right,
irrelevant.
yes,
We're
right.
just gonna 52,
Yes.
and then we're good.
When your punches are all punched, you're done.
There we go. And then
So-
that way, nobody has to keep track of anything.
That just confused me.
Yeah.
With 52, I was assuming that was your 2 bags. So you bring one, you get it punched, that's it, you're done for the week.
So the card currently has 104 numbers on it.
Okay,
So
Okay,
one for
I
each
get it.
bag, right?
okay, now I got it, now I got it.
And keep it this way if you want. I was just thinking in my head, 2 30-gallon bags of trash a week. That's a lot.
If you're cleaning out your attic,
I mean, you're looking at, you're trying to save money for the couple on social security. You're not trying to save money for the couple with the ski house and the kids are using it for their garbage. But whatever.
Joe,
The other thing too is everyone needs a permit, even if they're just doing recycling, except for the e-cycling. I assume that's on there.
Mhm.
so what- yes,
As a senior, I never had more than 30 punches in the last 20 years.
other comments, anybody, Sarah?
why don't we just keep it simple and keep using the format we're already using? Like you said, it's unlikely that someone's going to actually use that many bags. But why reconfigure and redo all this when it's really not gonna make that big a difference financially or for efficiency's sake, either way.
Fair enough.
Change as
Fair
little as you have to change.
And they can use the bags, it's not 2 per week. It's 104 per year. Perfect.
Dan,
How are you gonna get them to punch them?
That's up to,
Ken,
get a hole punch,
He's got,
that's what he's doing now, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Nobody's gonna- nobody's gonna over punch their own card, right?
Yeah, people aren't.
Yes,
Question, what is a senior?
62
62
or over.
or over, thank you.
Probably you can change that.
No change.
anything else? All right, did we vote on this? I don't believe we did, no,
Not at this one.
no. All right, so Jeanette, you got that motion and the second? For Dan on the
For the
rates.
rate changes?
For the rate charge on, yeah, the spreadsheet.
Any other comments about this so that we don't have to visit it next meeting? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Phew. Planning Commission Water and Water Task Force, well, we're not really.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Signed resolution for municipal planning grant application and Act 154 good standing certification. Okay, so this is the 154. So this is going to need to be signed by the chair of the planning commission.
Pete McDonald.
Mhm. And the what's the other one? Executive officer. Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, no wonder I didn't recognize it. And then-
Or is a select board member on 3A,
Okay,
so that could be you.
okay. And then the whole body has to sign over here. Do you want us to sign that original 2-sided one? Or I pop,
Legislative body is the select board,
Yes.
it's not the planning commission.
So from what I understand, that this gets scanned and uploaded anyway, so I don't know that it matters. which
Okay.
one we sign.
so,
So I make a motion that we authorize the planning commission chair and select board chair to sign the fiscal year 25 municipal resolution for municipal planning grant document.
Second,
And
And other members.
further, I move that we authorize all members of the select board to sign page 2 of the document.
second,
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Redundancy department.
Name and signature.
Oops. Well, we'll figure it out.
Oh, well.
Pass them all the way around.
All the way over, back over.
All the way
to
around
that.
the tunic.
Just in case anyone's wondering, if these two documents needed to be approved in order to put through that planning grant application.
Correct.
So, which we weren't aware of when we originally put it through.
So the next thing is the Act 154, good standing certification. I assume we're in good standing?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't think we, I mean, if you read,
I'm not able to certify that the applicant is in good standing. Or the applicant is currently in good standing.
well, if you read the rest of it, it's with the Agency of Natural Resources and Agency of Agriculture, Food and Markets. I don't think you have much to do with that, if you read
Weird.
the whole description, I believe that we are in good standing.
Don't we know if we were in bad standing? Would they be sending us correspondence?
Right.
Right.
Basically, there were no actions taken against the town.
probably should ask Andy.
According to
Yeah, and
Vermont Water
reading-
Quality. Yeah.
Reading the definition of good standing, it means applicant, the town is not a named party in any administrative order, consent decree, or judicial order relating to Vermont water quality standards issued by the state or any of its agencies or departments, and is in compliance with all federal and state water quality laws and regulations. So that's the magic. I have no idea. I can't speak to whether we are.
So, wow. Where's that put the well at the common? Cause
Well, we're doing all we can. We're not in bad standing because of it.
no,
We're PFAS is.
We're doing what we're doing.
So we're not a named party. It doesn't feel, we don't know that we're a named party in any kind of action.
I don't think so.
That's one. Compliance with all federal and state water quality laws and regulations.
Yes, I mean, we.
We are
follow-
compliant.
We follow all of the
Yeah.
rules that the state
Tells us.
laws. Which are.
Okay.
many.
Compliance.
Okay, I'm gonna say that we are in good standing.
Good standing.
Feel like going out on a limb on that.
And so then this needs to be signed by the board chair.
Make a motion that we authorize the board chair to sign the Act 154 good standing certification document.
Second,
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, now we're gonna move on to new business, appointments of DVFiber representatives. Now, I know our current representative is TJ and alternates are Diane McCormick and Shannon Wheeler.
All willing to continue those roles.
Okay. Can you fill it in if we,
Yeah.
oh, if I sign it?
I make a motion, we authorize the chair to sign the document appointing representatives and alternates for the DVFiber board, TJ Sibilia as representative, Diane McCormick and Shannon Wheeler as alternates.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Appointments of DRB members. And this, we have a letter from Sarah Shippey. Who's that? Dear Select Board members, the Development Review Board asks that you reappoint Steve Montello and Jerry Goulet to the DRB effective March 31st, 2025 for 3-year terms. John Prail has resigned from the board effective February 28th, 2025. We request you appoint Jack Conway to fill the remainder of the term, which will expire on March 31st, 2027. We further request that you appoint Linda McCarthy to a 1-year term as an alternate board member. Please contact me if you have any questions or if you have additional information. Sarah Shippey. Yes,
So
sir.
Jack has been an alternate. He's been, with John's resignation, he's been asked to and has agreed to move up to being a permanent board member. And we have a second person who's interested in the other alternate position, which would give us a 100% full board. But the DRB hasn't met her yet, and so we usually have a quick conversation before we recommend some.
Comments? Okay, somebody, not Sarah, want to make a motion? Okay,
I'll make that motion. I move that we that we appoint the following individuals to the DRB. Stephen Montello and Jerry Goulet, effect for a 3-year term effective and starting March 31st, 2025. And that we further that we appoint Jack Conway to fill the remainder of the term of John Thiel to resign from the board. That term will expire on March 31st, 2027. You want a separate motion for the alternate?
no, you can just do that.
And further that we appoint Linda McCarthy to a 1-year term as an alternate to the alternate member of the DRB.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
Okay. All right, now it sounds like another fun topic, discuss the dishwasher at the town hall. When there's something like that on it, it's not that we just love it so much, it's.
It's actually turned out to be more of an FYI.
Okay.
But just that we've had issues with the dishwasher up at the town hall and it's not functioning properly, so it's been cordoned off and it's not to be used. We were having issues finding someone who could get the parts that are needed. So we did have someone look at it, he was unable to get parts. So I did some research back to a company that installed the liquid dispenser on that machine. So they're out of Rutland and they have access to the necessary equipment for that machine. And David Smith went over with the technician and sent him some pictures, and so I think it's going in the right direction, so hopefully we should have it repaired soon.
Dan,
Was that bought by Etheridge with the rest of the equipment? because Etheridge is sort of, Kittredge,
Kittredge.
I'm sorry. They're sort of in business, but only doing direct stuff, but they did merge with Singer up in Rutland. So
No,
that,
it was bought from CMA Dish Machines, actually through Food Service Warehouse, which is no longer, I could not find them anywhere.
they're all out of business because everybody's doing direct from manufacturing.
So-
Well, that's good. I appreciate you being the sleuth on that.
Yeah, I also wanted to point out that we spent $11,000 on that dish machine when we bought it. Which was an eye opener for me.
Very nice.
Wow.
And now, and I actually looked when I was trying to find people who could service it. They're in like $42,000 range
Correct.
for that same type
Wow.
of dish machine, so.
That's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
so it's crazy.
And I also wait 11,000 all those years ago, I guess it
It was
was.
in 2016, yeah, so,
Mhm. Yeah.
so hopefully we can repair it without, spending 42,000.
Well, thank you for the FYI.
All right.
Okay, oh, and Tim's here now, I see. So we're gonna move over to economic development. Yes.
Yeah.
Very happy.
So I have to say, I'm the person who asked for at Bytown, because these were brought to us at Bytown. And I wanted to see what it looked like with just Dover versus Dover, Vermont, because Wilmington says just Wilmington. And so it's against what we had as guidelines, everything we're supposed to do is supposed to say Dover, Vermont. But I thought, and I actually like just Dover better, unfortunately, but I just want to say, I'm no person who asked for that. Yes, Sarah.
Do we have to spell out Vermont or can we just say VT?
Well, our guidelines say Dover, comma, Vermont. I mean, there are guidelines, but you know.
Yeah, so in my opinion, sorry,
No, please.
okay, in my opinion, I think. As long as like our signage is sticking to that standard with Dover, Vermont, I agree with you, you know. With Vermont on the flag, it says Vermont
Yeah,
4 times, right?
and I like the bigger size of Dover,
Yeah,
because people are gonna be mostly coming up through Wilmington in particular. And they'll say the Wilmington ones, and then you get to Dover and it has to be smaller on purpose just to fit it all on there, right?
Right.
The font size.
Tim, what are your thoughts or comments?
I mean, I think I completely agree with you, Eric. I mean, the branding Nazi part of me, wants to keep it Dover, Vermont, but I totally understand the idea that, the Dover by itself is bigger. It's more consistent with what Wilmington's will look like. The rest of the banners are identical across the 2 towns, except for basically the colors that you see are inverted. The orange and the burgundy are inverted on the Wilmington, and same with the greens and the blues. Everything else is the same. So I think, staying consistent with them versus staying consistent with our signage, the case can certainly be made. And I think the big reason I wanted to just at least bring it up was so that there is a conversation and a decision, thoughtful decision being made, and making it known that this is an exception to that rule and that we're not going away from that guideline in general. Because I think I agree with your statement, Eric, that as long as our long-term signs stay consistent and use that format that it was already decided on. These are ultimately going to be, 2 to 3 year vinyl. So if we decide we don't like it in 3 years, we get to do it again anyway.
We still run into the issue where it says Vermont.
Right.
And actually. You have to remember that the top part of these banners actually goes into the pole, so you don't want the Dover to be wrapped.
Right, no, I get that. But the colored section could be a little tiny bit shorter.
Well, and the dimensions are identical to the ones that we currently have for the seasonal banners. So, you know, that's why we tried keeping it. So when you look down the road and you see these next to the seasonal banners, the snowmen, that fall foliage picture, or the beaver dam, you know, they all have the same exact size boxes and all of that. But
Yeah, and I think for me, I mean, Vicky brought it up last time, I think it's getting rid of one of 4 Vermonts on the flag. I mean, they know they're in Vermont, right? They drove them in to get here. And I just think, you know, I understand the signage standard, but I think in keeping with Wilmington and removing one of the Vermonts, the Dover on these specifically is fun.
I'm just happy the font's different.
Yeah, Tim's going to the grave with that one.
Anybody
No.
have any comments, positive or negative about Dover, Vermont, or Dover? Sarah?
Absolutely not trying to push this idea, I just making this a suggestion, that it was an option to kind of compromise between the size and the standard.
But actually, our standard is all one line, Dover, Vermont, Dover, comma, Vermont, and.
Yeah.
But I think that the redundancy of saying Vermont, and I love that word Vermonting anyway, not, but anyway,
You know,
and Eric knows that,
you know,
That tested extremely well.
I know, and I was
And
wrong.
we're not the only ones who are using that term.
Ah.
There are some housing groups in other parts of the states that use Vermonting. It's a thing now.
We're getting it into the dictionary.
As a native Vermonter, I find it, like I've been Vermonting my whole life.
Yes, you have.
Okay,
That's bad. You have been.
all right,
You're not a Vermonter, or you're.
so shall we make it, somebody wanna make a motion, which one of these two we are gonna take?
I'll go ahead and make the motion. So I move that we, I guess, accept or authorize the production of the banners using the word Dover without Dover, Vermont as by standard on the top.
just one point of discussion, just to make sure everyone's 100% clear. You know, where the seasonal banners that currently exist, the snowman, the fall driving scene, and the beaver dam do change out seasonally. These 3 would all be up year round. So the idea being those other seasonal ones kind of bring you into the season. These 3 remind you that we have all the seasons regardless of when you visit. So just wanted to make that distinction before you vote, just so it is clear, because it is a little bit different than the seasonal ones that, you know, we currently have.
Yes, Sarah.
So the 3 different colors are gonna be up. They're gonna be interspersed and up all the time. It's not gonna be like the orange one is gonna be up in the fall, the green one in spring, summer. Okay.
Correct, yep.
The seasonal banners will change, but these will, like, they'll be,
These will stay.
1/3 will be orange.
Right now, you'll see we have a white banner. The awful text, those stay up year round and the
Right.
seasonal banners switch. These will replace.
Right, but with the colors, I was just double checking.
Okay. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anecdotally, if anybody ever has any questions, comments, concerns about why we switch these out so often, I was in a town this past weekend who doesn't switch theirs out, and they looked awful, and it's way worse than not having them at all. So that's where we are with that.
Okay,
Thanks, Tim.
Hey,
Dan.
get back to work. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Kim.
Don't
Got a
forget
plan for 250 years, like years band. Or
Don't forget.
What's that?
we got a kind of plan for next year's 250th anniversary. And that's something to think about.
Okay.
Then we can write Dover, Vermont.
Yeah, then we can.
Okay, next is the events sponsorship program request for Farm Road Estate 5K.
So this event ran last year, highly successful. They actually sold out and had about twice as many people who wanted to sign up after they sold out. So they are expanding. It's an amazing event. It's unlike anything we have here in Dover, and we are fully in support of funding the application.
Yeah.
Mike, did you have anything you wanted to say?
Hi, everybody. How you doing? Just want to say that, after last year's event and the success of it, it was, first off, it was a lot of fun. The fact that we're not hosting it on the same weekend as the music festival, I think we'll get another, our hopes is to bring, additional people into town. Last year, we capped it at, I think it was 125 runners. This year, we're doubling it to 250. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I think that's a number that is very doable. And, all the proceeds from this, Farm Road Estate donates to the local Rotary Club, 100% of it. So it's good for the community. I think we'll bring some extra people into town to potentially fill up some other inns. And it's a little spirited competition. Can't hurt.
So they're asking for $3,977.50.
Yes.
So, oh, sorry. Sarah.
I was just gonna ask Mike if there's any issues with the road. Well,
No,
we
they-
did really well last year,
They
right?
did all the permitting for this, we just did the security and it ran very smooth.
Nice, nice. And it's in June, which is nice. So, great.
Yeah.
Other comments? Yes, Dan?
I think the fire department also helped with the security, and it went pretty smoothly, I could see it.
I know they're reading about it, but I haven't heard from their end if they had any issues or plans to have any issues.
Patrick?
Question. The event budget I see here is $7,945. It looks like you get so make sure I understand this. It looks like you're projecting $6,750 in revenue. So what we would use is use the money, if the funding request was granted, you'd use that money and then profit from the event would go to Rotary. Is that, just to be clear? It's not
Deerfield
the
Valley, the
profit.
Deerfield Valley Rotary.
Right, but it's the profit, not the revenue.
That's
Right.
correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Any other questions or comments? If you want to. So somebody want to make a motion to approve this? Want to do it, Dan?
Sure. I make a motion that we approve the funding of the sawmill, Farm Road Estates, run
Okay.
for a funding grant amount of $3,977.50.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And Sarah abstains.
Thank you so much.
Great, we hope you have great weather and
Yeah.
it's gonna be good.
Well, since it's not on the same day as the music festival, it's definitely not going to rain that day.
Fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. So
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
All right. thank you,
Eric?
everybody. I really appreciate y'all.
Great.
Thanks.
Now we need to go into the Board of Liquor Control.
I make a motion to go into the Board of Liquor Control.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
First class license for
Ozvermont,
Ozvermont LLC, Deerfield Valley Inn.
Mike.
I'll second.
I make a motion that we approve the first class license for Ozvermont LLC, DBA Deerfield Valley Inn.
Second.
Second. Patrick.
All in favor?
Okay.
Outside consumption permits?
I make a motion, we approve the outside consumption permits for Ozvermont LLC, DBA Deerfield Valley Inn and Sugar Maple Inn LLC.
Second.
Ooh, boy, that was a
Yeah,
tie, but I love the enthusiasm.
Participation.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to come out?
I make a motion, we come out of the Board of Liquor Control.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda, we have the minutes of March 5th, which was our reorganizational meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of March 5th, 2025.
Second. Any corrections? All in favor? Aye. Nice job, Jeanette, that was a big one.
Yeah, make a motion to approve the warrants of March 15, 2025 for $241,487.36.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
FYI, the Southern Vermont Economy Summit, May 20th at Mount Snow, early bird pricing ends at 3:20, but we heard when we went to the
select board thingy.
yeah, the select board thing in Newfane, that if you're a town official, there's a code here, so you don't have to pay any extra.
It did say something on that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's Muni 35, so even if you miss the early bird, you get the Muni 35, so that's good. So. Liaison reports? Executives,
I do have one. So last night I went to the River Valleys Unified School District board meeting. And there was a lot of discussion last night about the budget, about the expected enrollment of the schools. They're projecting for next year 108 students totally between Dover and Wardsboro, 68 in Dover. They talked also about their perspective on the IB program. That will also continue in the IB program, which I think they're inclined to not do, although they want to keep some of the aspects of the program. So all of this will be on the agenda at their annual meeting on April 29th at the Wardsboro Town Hall. So that's the report.
I appreciate you going to the meeting, that's great. They do Zoom them, right?
They do Zoom,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. All right, any other? Okay, I'm not aware of an executive session, so I'd like to adjourn the meeting at 7:17.
Thank you, everybody.
Aaron.